All right, let's get going. Today is the day we start Christmas music. Hey, Linda. All right, thanks for being here, Libby. Barely have to log in, and Linda is on it. Good to see you, Linda. Glad you're here. All right, let's tweet this thing out. Let me go post it on the website. Uh, Edit that page. Instrumental UA, Silent Night. Tweet. All right, so now we're tweeted, and then let's go here, scroll down, put this here. Oh, there's just too many changes today. I can't handle it. Print. All right, let's put this back over here. Shift, link, enter, edit, settings, open, update, and update. All right, so theoretically, everybody will now know where we're at. We're rocking. Oh, God. Wow. All right. Let's see here. All right. Hey, Lanny, welcome in. Sound is good. All right. I'm back. Good to be back. Good to be back to work. We were so busy goofing off. Right now, my head and everything, it just feels completely out of control, but I want to get it together. Back in, Vic is in. Hey, Jerry. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of snow, and not much down here yet. Word on the streets is the snow is kind of out there. I don't know. Let's see here. Um, I think I can look at that. Let me make sure the links must be working because you guys are here, right? All right, there's that. And there's that. All right, so we are playing Silent Night today, guys. It's very exciting. We're starting Christmas music today. All right, get rid of that. All right, get that there. And there's that. Let's get some sheet music up here. I have this Bluetooth keyboard that I bought for $12, and it's my latest. You have to hit it about 20 times before it starts working. Bluetooth. It's definitely not the amazing invention we wish it was. LG, my earworm has been the Brian McKnight song Back to One. Oh, yeah, right. That was cute. Where's the sun? He's hiding from us, Laurel. Gary, welcome back. Gary and Diane are in. Cat. I know, right? It was an interesting week last week. Some things happened last week. So anyway, they're probably going to keep happening for a week or two, but who knows? Snowing up in Greeley, Judy. Snowing and cold up in Conifer. Conifer's up on the hill here west of Denver. Cat, well, I missed you, Cat. That's the one. That's the important thing here. Fran, welcome in. We got 12 inches of snow in the mountains this week. Oh, nice. Right? That's California, guys. We need it to snow forever in California. That's what we need. Except in San Diego, right, Fran? Need it to be 80 degrees and sunny. Lindy is in. Good to see you, Lindy. Sandy's in. 66 and sunny up here today. All right, 66 is that's sort of normal in Northern California, I think. Jack, oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Happy, had a wonderful birthday. I'm 56 now, right? Celebrated by going to the eye doctor and the skin doctor. So let's see. Those of you guys have been around a while. You know how this works, right? You just get where you're sort of your main activity. When my mom was quite. Was exiting this earth, we joked that was our job together. We would go to doctor's appointments together. That was sort of our weekly activity. Got where it was more than once a week, and you're like, oh boy, that's not good. Hey Diane, I'm glad you're in. Pauline, back from back. Pauline is in. Pauline and Evelyn logging some hours. Valerie. Well, you make it, guys. You make it to what you can, right? We don't worry about it. I make it to what I can. You make it to what you can. Music is not going to just magically disappear on you if you miss a day or two. It'll be here. We're gonna wait. We'll wait for you. Marianne, happy to be here. Good, glad you're here, Marianne. Linda's back. Annie's back. Clay is back. Barbara, I did have a good birthday. Yeah, yeah. I was had it in my head that I would magically write out all of the sheet music for the whole season, and you'd have it all today, and we'd be in great shape. But that's not how life works. And I spent a little bit of time working on our boilers in the basement of this building. Not a little bit of time, like about 40 hours worth of time working on paperwork and all that sort of stuff for it. So you probably have gathered I am not the kind of guy you want working on your boiler. Pop quiz. Here we go. That letter line right there is called a, waits for dramatic pause, ledger line. This note is a C note. That's a whole C note. And it is, I put a little stand right there to put my ukulele on so we look official. That's that note right there. You really are playing on the treble clef in this instrument, which is exciting. Note right above that is a D note. This line here holds an E note, and every good boy deserves fudge. E, G, B, D, F. I learned it as every good boy does fine, but whatever mnemonic, is that the correct word I'm thinking of? Device you use is fine. Spaces, FACE, and it's not unimportant. There's a G that sits right on the top of that. That's going to come up. That's about your highest note. You do have notes above those. You don't need that note for anything, but you will use this note. That's a nice note, that G up there at 10. And so you'll be using that. That one sits right on the top there. All right, there's our review. Tomorrow we'll talk about do you have your piano keyboard memorized? And we'll start talking about how those lay out on your instrument so that you can then start building chords from them. Once you understand how chords are formed inside of a key, you are ready to compose. And that's what's an exciting time when we get to that point. You're like, oh, really? That's how that works? That seems pretty simple. And from that simple little messaging there, you will be able to play like you'll get music, which is exciting. All right, let's see here. Who else snuck in the back door while I was chatting? Linda. Let's see. Jacqueline is in. Fran had rain in her house for the first time in 7 months. Oy, that's not how it's supposed to work. Perfect day for, I know we got a snow going on. We're starting our Christmas music trek through that, and the season's greetings to you all. All right, so let's talk Christmas music. I know, our local station's called Cozy, and they do, dentist office music, and they switch to Christmas music. And so if they've gone, we've gone. As a musician, it doesn't matter if you like Christmas music or not. You're going to end up playing some of it. Doesn't matter if you come from this rich heritage of religious views on this, or whether you are the opposite of that. It really doesn't matter. These are great melodies. They're really beautiful tunes. And for musicians, honestly, you're going to end up playing some of this stuff every year. And so you might as well just get your head right about it. I am positive when the Berlin Symphony, what am I trying? The Berlin Chamber Orchestra or their symphony or whatever, they get handed another Beethoven. I'm sure there's some part in their soul that dies a little bit. Like, is this all we ever play is Beethoven? But they do it anyway because it's good music, right? And so that's what we're working on here. I've got several announcements, honestly, and so we'll be getting to those. But first, I want to go through on and play Silent Night. We might also play Old Lang Syne, depends on how long it takes. These songs are generally speaking, what we'll be doing here during the day is mostly the public domain stuff, from all of the good old-fashioned think Bing Crosby music. We'll be doing lots of that. At night, on the Monday nights, I'm going to try to have more modern stuff, from Frosty the Snowman up to some of the more modern tunes. We'll mix in some tunes that aren't even related to Christmas that just are pretty. And so that's my plan anyway. We'll see how that works. And hey, Arlo, welcome in. So let's grab Silent Night. Let's go through and talk about this. And don't let me forget, because the real issue that we need to talk about is for those of you guys that are singers, this is the time of the year, or if you're even kind of a halfway singer, this is the time of year when you actually will sing with other people, and you'll sing at church if you go to church, and you will do things that you might not do during the rest of the year. So I want you to understand how when you get a piece of music that's set up for ukulele and it doesn't not set up for your voice, how you can fix that. Okay, so Silent Night, your version, and I have done this every year over and over and over. So I want to make sure you and I have the same one. November 2nd, 2020. Okay, so we have the same sheet music. That's good. um, Silent Night, you just have the first verse. There are 3 verses total, but nobody knows the second 2 verses. Well, that's not true. If you go to church, you know the second 2 verses, but everybody else just knows the first verse. So, what I would like to see is let's talk about the chords first. Okay, you got the C chord, Silent Night, Holy Night, and then a G chord. All is calm, and then an A minor. All is bright. Okay. And then F chord, round yon virgin. Back to the C chord, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild. And then G chord, sleep in. And then you got this major moment here where you just have to switch to a G7. Heavenly peace. It goes way above my ability to sing it. And then go back to the C chord. Sleep in heavenly peace. Okay, beautiful, right? Yeah, those are your day 2 chords from me. C, A minor, F, and G. So now, let me pull it up. We have to talk circle of fifths, right? So let's pretend that your voice does not fit around. It doesn't fit around that at all for me. So let's go in and grab our circle of fifths, and then let's talk about what that means for you. Ooh, maybe it's here. Where is my circle of fifths? There it is. Okay, so mine's in gray. Nope, says it doesn't exist. Really? All right. We're not going to do that part. I don't know. My file's not there. I don't understand. Let's talk about how you, if you are playing in C, C is your most important chord, right? Next to that is a D, E, F, and G. Okay. So if you notice on this song, you are playing C, F, G, and then over here, there's some A minors as well. Okay. So welcome in, Lynn. Glad you're here. C, there's no D's, there's no E's, there's some F's, there's some G's and G7s. You'll see that on the 5 a lot. And then you have A minor. Okay. So if those chords are good for you, then you go with it. But if they're not good for you, you have to be thinking about, all right, what am I going to do? Oh gosh, my gadget here has just given up. What the heck? Wow. You know, I did an update on it, and it's just not cool with what happened here. Ukulele. Let's get to Silent Night. The reason I want to talk about this, and it is important, even though I'm sort of fishing around here for the words I'm looking for, you're not going to always be able to sing in the key that is presented to you in ukulele. You will be, you guys know, all of your beginning stuff is in C because it's easy to play on this instrument. But most of the time when I'm arranging, C is not the best choice because you run out of notes here on the bottom, quite frankly. And so anything below middle C, you just don't have those notes. So I much more often arrange things in F and G and D and A on this instrument. And sometimes that fits your voice and sometimes it doesn't. But if you're playing in the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, and A minor, it's hanging out over here. Let's pretend that those chords don't work for your voice. So then you start experimenting. What if I did D chord here? Well, then I'm going to have D, not E or F. I'm going to use G, A, and B minor. Okay, so so then you would go through and try that out. So if C doesn't work, what about D? Silent night, holy night. And then so from C, then it wants me to go to G, so I'm going to go to A. All is calm, and then I got to go to B minor. All is, and then back to D, right? So you have to change all of the chords, but you have to change them in mathematical relationship to the ones that are already there. So C, A, C, D, E, F, and G. Well, now I'm going to change those to D, G, and A. Okay, if those don't work for you, then you go to the next one, D. How about E? Well, we never do anything E on ukulele. That's a terrible chord. How about F? F is the problem, right? F, G, A, B flat, and C, C or C7. Well, so now you got B flats. Probably want to avoid that, right? Maybe, maybe not. F is a great key for ukulele and for singing, but it's got the B flat. So for some of you, you're out, right? So then what about G? G, A, B, C, and D. Well, we could do it that way, right? So now instead of a C's, all my C's are now going to be G's. Silent night, holy night. Okay, now if I'm in G, my G's now become D's. All is calm. And then when you're in the key of G, your minor relative minor is E. All is back to main chord, right? So if I'm singing it, all of a sudden my voicing is way happier with G's on this. It may or may not be that way for you, and so just be mindful. And we'll work on. I should have just printed out a circle of fifths and had it here. I apologize. I don't know why it's not in the deal, but tomorrow we'll talk about that, of how it is important, if you like to sing, that you know how to transpose into these other keys. And it goes directly to this issue here with. Hey, this is a part of music theory, and I want to be able to do that. Now, as an instrumentalist, we don't really care. Just tell us what we got to play, and we're going to do it, whatever key it is. And so let's talk about that. Let's go through, play the melody, make sure we know it's in the song, and let's go from the top. You got a little bit of a musical interlude here, and remember, in the quarter notes, so don't go fast. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Then go back to the top. Fifth position. Second ending. Maybe give you a little bit of a melody there. Notice in the first ending, in measure 26, under peace, you're going to play the low C. And in measure 28 under peace, you're going to play the high C. Okay, both are C's. That's the beauty of music, is they're always an octave. So if it starts to run off the end of the ukulele one way or the other, you just change the octave. People notice, they're like, what? Oh, okay. And it's about that long. And there's one note that seems like it's the wrong note, and then everything else continues to make sense, so they let it go. All right, so there's your melody. That's a nice melody, right? Now, let's walk through the entire tuck uke as usual. Make sure you're feeling comfy about it. Then I have the crazy, weird thing I have to talk to you about. And then we may, depending on how we're doing what time, we may look at Old Lang Syne. All right, from the top, you get some melody right off the bat. Okay, beauty of Silent Night is it's going to fit all of our stuff we've been working on since March, right? Everything in here, there's going to be no surprises. 003, then hit the high 0, and then 003 again. All opens, a couple of decorative notes here, and then repeat that idea. Get your G chord, pinky way up here on the front, on 5. Lose your pinky. A minor, probably use your index finger and your ring finger. That's 2003. It's always a question mark whether you want to use your middle and pinky or not. How to do this? I almost always do index and ring. And then 003. A couple of decorative notes. F chord. Add your pinky on the 3. Then 2-0. I use my ring finger to get the 2, and then put that on 003. 03. Repeat the whole idea at 16. Measure 20. Again, G chord with your pinky. Hardest motion in the song at 21. You got to go from this really pretty intense little shape, right? It's for some of you guys been around a while. You're like, yeah, I can do that, no problem. If you're newer, you're like, that's a lot. And then, bam, 7, 7, 7, 8. Okay, and I got this little tiny soprano. It's not super doesn't love being pinched up here. But if you've got a tenor ukulele, that's still a perfectly legitimate place to play music. And then you got a choice here, okay? If you are newer, I would recommend looking at the melody and playing 5 and 2. Okay, and then putting on your A minor. Okay, but if you've been around a while and you've got a decent quality ukulele, 10 and 7 make more sense. Okay, so you're just adding your pinky on and taking it back off. Okay, I would say if I'm playing my normal ukulele, I'm doing that 10-7 for sure. If I'm on this ukulele, and not that this is a bad ukulele, this is a great ukulele, but it's not super happy with playing way up here on this part of the fretboard. So what we're looking at here, 20, let's just go through it and we'll make sure everybody's cool with that. G chord with your pinky. Okay, 10, or okay, either way is perfectly legitimate, perfectly fine. One's going to sound better, one's going to make more sense for you when you're playing, and go with whatever one makes you happiest. And then 2003, 2, 3, and then you got to reach. This is what makes guitar cool, or this makes ukulele cool. You can't do this on a guitar. 2007 is not possible on that instrument. So you got this moment where you're like, hey, I can do it. Okay, low A minor with a high E note on there. Sounds beautiful. And then 24, we just wrap it up. G chord. By the way, it's a G7, right? Your chords are G7, but the melody note's there at 3. So theoretically, you could grab the G7 and add your pinky, but you're never going to catch me doing that because it's fraught with peril, right? So you're going to just grab your G chord and then get the 1, 2 in there, and then 2 zeros. Now, I want to talk about these decorative notes. I don't love the idea of putting in two measures of pure decoration, right? These, you're just wasting time there. But in a song like this, where you don't want to rush to get back up and do the second measure, that makes to replay it again. That makes some sense. The one way to kill your musical performance is to not take decorative notes seriously. And I have lots and lots of private students who do this to me. And here's how they would play it. Here, and what I tell them to stop doing. They're just getting through it. Like they know there's no, that's not part of the song. That's just decorative, is whatever. So they rush through and play those notes. If I put decorative notes on there, what I want to hear is you taking them extra serious. If you're going to play these notes that are just filling up place, don't let your audience think you're hitting the wrong notes, right? Let them know you mean to have this little miniature musical interlude. Sleep in heavenly please, da da dum 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 dum, silent night. But let your audience know, hey, I'm taking these decorative notes seriously. It's when you don't take them seriously, when you're, and I can't tell you the number of students I've had that have been like, just blah, 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 you know, just getting through them. They let their pacing and timing all fall apart. They rush those notes and it ends up sounding terrible. So when you see something like that, I don't necessarily love it either, but it's there. So take it seriously, really press hard on those notes, make sure that they mean something, and then go back and play the song a second time. Last time you come around, measure 25. You're coming in with your G chord. And then you're going to wrap it up at 28. Okay, beautiful, right? Really nice way to wrap it up. Now, for those of you guys that have been around a while, obviously, the first time through, almost for sure the thumb, right? Make it as beautiful and as sultry and as mystical as possible. And then the second time around, maybe switch to the claw and see what happens, or practice with the claw and see if you can get it almost as beautiful as the thumb. Okay, so I'd like to play it twice through as written. You guys pick whichever method makes the most sense for you. If you are chords and singing, knock it out. If you are melody right now, you're still getting your feet under, getting your orientation around where playing straight melody is, just play that. It's legit. The nice thing, again, we talk about it all the time, but it's important. If you can play melody, every ukulele player on this planet can play C, F, G, and A minor. That's what they do. If you go to Hawaii and you're in that little class in the lobby, come down and learn how to play ukulele. Ukulele loners, you know, and you go down and they're going to teach you C, F, and G7. Those are the three chords they teach you, and you'll play half a dozen songs, and everybody walks in. And then they go to the gift shop and buy a $27 ukulele. What your job will be as a trained instrumental musician is you're going to play the melody line. They're going to play chords. Everybody's going to have a great time, and then hopefully maybe somebody can sing, maybe they can't. Doesn't matter. You've got the melody handled. You're the lead guitarist, and they are the rhythm guitarist, and that's how that works. Okay, so make sure that you don't ever think that melody is not important. It's everything in what we do in this style of play. Okay. However, of course, you guys are cool. You guys are tough ukers, and you want to get all of them in there. This piece, I tried to create a fingerstyle arrangement for you where it's every note, every eighth note is a thing. It suddenly does not feel like Silent Night anymore. It feels like a whole lot of work for nothing. So you don't have the painful uke version of this. I'm going to play through it twice. You're going to play through it twice. We are going to play down through 27. We're going to come back up to measure 4, and then we're going to play down through the end, skipping 26 and 27. First time through, I'm going to play with my thumb. Second time through, I'm going to play with the claw. I recommend you do the same thing. From the top, 1, 2, 3. lost my page. Sorry, guys. Measure 4, ready, play. How'd you do? How'd you do? In my mind, this song is sort of the basis that all Christmas music, this is sort of the song you aspire to be, right? It's beautiful melody. The chords make sense. The pacing does not have to be fast. The more miserable the weather is outside, and the later at night, the better it sounds. Right? And so it's just one of these pieces of music. You're like, golly, I don't care what the words say. That is beautiful, right? And Lindy and Sandy are giving me the thumbs up. Very nice. Let's see, Laurel, having vivid flashbacks to RMU holiday play along. Yeah. So Jennifer just kept up. Yep, did fine. Good, good. Nice, Jerry's nice, nice. Okay. Now, let's talk about that because I don't think it's unimportant what Laurel says. Oh, God. Here's what happens with Christmas music, guys. People don't want to hear, for the most part, they want to hear Bing Crosby, right? He nailed it on every single one. He is the standard by which all other Christmas musics are judged. And so, yeah, every single Christmas, you'll play Silent Night. You'll play First Noel. We'll play We Wish You a Merry Christmas. You'll play Silver Bell. So dare I say Silver Bells. There's a handful of tunes you're going to play every single year, whether you like them or not. So you might as well like them. And yeah, you do them over and over and over. I don't know how many times I played Silent Night. 100 at least in not necessarily in performance, but teaching and all of that. I mean, it comes up year after year after year, and thankfully they're good tunes, right? And so what we'll be doing with this group with you guys is we're going to be making sure all of those ones that you would expect to play that you have in your book and are able to play. My book, I think I got about 60 or 70 total songs in there. I'm trying to clean them up. I want them to be as nice for you when you get them, so that you can really rely on them as really solid pieces of music. And of course, the bigger, heavier lifting has to do with putting them also in baritone friendly keys and then ensemble keys and all of this stuff. So we're Jerry's got the Christmas spirit. She's posting a Christmas tree. I don't know how you guys do that. That's hilarious. So this is where we start. This is where Christmas starts. Okay. We have, we don't really, let's take just a very quick peek at Old Lang Syne, just to let you, we'll talk about, we don't need to play the whole thing, give you something to work on today. Now, Old Lang Syne, you only play it once a year, right? And you play it every single year. And so when we're talking about Old Lang Syne, the words don't make any sense, and it's just weird that it became a popular tune, but it is. And so the thing with Old Lang Syne is that I put it in your favorite key of F, which means B flats are coming along for the ride. And a lot of times with instrumental music, not a lot of times, 100% of the times when I'm getting ready to put a song together, I play it in different keys on the instrument, trying to figure out where it's going to work out the best. So in other words, I always type in the melody, or play through the melody, looking for places. How low does it go and how high does it go? I don't like it to go real low. that one of the challenges with Silent Night is it actually uses that note, and when you use that note, then your accompaniment note is actually higher pitched, and you got to have a little bit of skills to make that sound right. So I like songs to not be on this, end up with important notes on this string, third string, and I also want to make sure that I don't go above 10. Most Christmas music cooperates pretty well, and so, but that also means that sometimes it's when I'm thinking only about where the notes fall, I'm thinking like a singer, that I don't necessarily know what the best key for me is. I just know what my lowest note is, and I know what my highest note is. And then depending on the song, we may adjust that a little bit up or down in order to get the best chord sounding. And that's what you have with Auld Lang Syne. Is F chord the best chord for ukulele? Key of F is the best key for ukulele? Not really, because it does have B flat. You're going to be dealing with that. But it allows the low notes to not be too low and the high notes to not be too high. And so, yeah, so that's what you end up with. Let's talk about the chords, because they are different. F chord, D minor. Isn't that beautiful? That right there is worth putting it in that key. And then to G minor and C. I love that chord progression. Back to D minor. And then you got this B flat and then F. Now, you guys, we've talked about your possibility your B flat sounds like that is fine, right? That is what your B flat sounds like right now. And then as you develop the three muscles that run your thumb, as those get developed, it comes in, but it doesn't necessarily happen today. And also, I'd rather have you do a full bar on your B flats than a partial bar, but it does. But at the end of the day, if you have to do a partial bar to make it work, do it. Okay, you'll see me using both. I tend to use the partial bar more than the full bar, but that's just because that's how I was taught, and how I was taught was by a pack of monkeys living in a forest. So that's so I wouldn't recommend that you do this. I recommend you do it correctly. All right, let's very quickly do the sing through it real quick from the top, from measure 5. Sorry. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Isn't that pretty? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? 2, 3, 4. Old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And then you repeat, right? I've been playing it for 3 years, and I just played my first correct B flat. All right. So once you have been playing B flats for 3 years and you finally nail one, then you have to send me $500 because I solved your problem. All right. No, you please don't ever do that. The thing here is, guys, B flat is a hard chord, right? But in playing instrumental, sometimes you're gonna be playing this, and sometimes here. Okay, sometimes this one. Bar chords are not going away for you, and so it's exciting, right? I want to go and just give Fran a big hug. That feels good, right? Everybody knows the first day they were like, "All right, here comes the B flat." Hey, right? You could just throw the instrument away at that point, right? A lot of you guys have said, "I'm going to play a ukulele till I can play B flat." Yay for Fran! Yeah, you just play, right? And Gary gave you permission to play that for B flat. Then one day, that just happens to be there. Very exciting. Very exciting. All right, celebration for Fran. All right, that's how it goes. You guys basically know how it goes. Theoretically, you play that at midnight, right, on New Year's Eve. You're not going to really do that because you won't, you're probably not going to do that. But it's nice to have. We use this in the orchestra often, as one of those wrap up songs. We always end with the main concert with "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but we have often ended the encore with "Auld Lang Syne." And so, when we'll be talking about, for those of you guys out in the forest, right, out there in the real world, we'll be talking about, hey, what do you got to do to get a little Christmas concert together? And the sort of the two that you have to have "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," and you have to have "Auld Lang Syne," I feel, right, because those are what we do. I think it's very important these days to have Silver Bells, because it's a modern one, right? It's about the city. And I think Silent Night. So we'll be talking about, if you decided, hey, I want to put together a little Christmas concert for my family, or maybe one for an audience of 350, like we do here in Denver. What songs would we want to present, and how do we want to present them? So I like old-fashioned instrumental stuff that everybody knows. That's my thing. But a lot of people in our orchestra are like, hey, I want to do Purple Hippo, the Purple Hippo one, and the one where grandma got run over by a ranger. They're all comedians, right? And so they like to do some of that stuff. And the ones you got to be mindful of are these super duper modern ones that people know. Like, they all know that one by what's her name, the girl that screams, and it just doesn't work on ukulele. It just doesn't. And so as you're looking at modern tunes, you want to be thinking about, can we pull it off? And we've had some Christmas songs that have been funny, but yeah. Right. And so definitely be, as we're going through all this music, be thinking about, well, what would my Christmas concert look like? And for me, it would all be everything from 1873. But for you, it might be something different. And so we'll be doing plenty of modern stuff too. I like those Santa Claus songs a little bit as well. Okay. Why don't we play through the Tough Uke for those of you guys that are ready, and for those of you guys that are not, let's play. You guys grab the melody, if you will, and then I gotta invite you to a weird thing. Okay. So from the top, I'm gonna play the Tough Uke. You play whatever you want. One, and just one time through. We don't need to do the repeat. Yeah, just play down one time through. From the top though. 1, 2, 3. Second ending. Okay, pretty. All right. So there's that. You can start messing around with that. Obviously, by Friday, you'll have plenty of Christmas music. We'll see how much we got. A couple of things. Remember, tonight is orchestra. I don't have any of the music posted yet, so don't send me an email asking me where the sheet music is. It's in my head at the moment. And so I'll get something up there for tonight. Maybe kind of short this tonight. I don't know. We'll see. It's snowing here in Denver. It's very exciting. It's very exciting because I don't have to go out anymore. I just sit in this room. Second thing, tomorrow, pay attention. For some reason, somehow, the local news station has decided, hey, we need to do a story on people who are doing music during the pandemic. And so they're going to come over to my house, apparently, tomorrow, and they're going to film me doing this, which I don't know how riveting of television this is, but that's what they're going to do. So if you guys would like to be a part of that, and I would really think it'd be hilarious, what I'm going to do is she's supposed to be the news reporter and probably a cameraman are supposed to be here from 9 to 9:30, somewhere in there. So I'm guessing that I will be talking to them at that point, and then I am assuming we will come in here and videotape a little bit of this. So what I will do is I'm going to probably post on the guitar site, the harmonica site, and the ukulele site what the room is for YouTube, get it all set up, make sure everything's going great, and then we at some point will come in and I will teach a lesson of something. I'm assuming it'll be ukulele, and so if you guys could be here, I'll send out an email with a little bit more detail, but basically I would love it if lots of you were here just to hang out, take whatever lesson happens to be happening at the time. And and I will end up being a massive movie star. It's, I don't know, it's, whatever. So I'll see you tonight, Evelyn. And yeah, I'll be a movie star. But it's kind of interesting, all these musicians. I mean, there's professional musicians who ran out of things to do, and they're all like, what the heck am I going to do? Carlos Santana is doing YouTube stuff. So, this is for real. And one of the things, hopefully, is that they may ask. I have no idea if they will, but they might be interested in what you guys think about what's going on as well. And so, so anyway, tomorrow will be a bit crazy with the schedule and all that. But in any event, for you guys that are used to this time slot, that's going to happen earlier in the day. So maybe if you're not doing anything, just double check the thing that you can maybe come and be a part of history, right? All right, a star is born. Pauline, that's funny. Yeah, Jennifer's a movie star too. I've been to one of her webinars, and she must have had 10,000 people cheering her on. So anyway, that's enough for today. Hope you guys are ready for Christmas music, because it's coming your way, whether you're ready for it or not. And we'll just keep ukulele alive, and I will see all of you at some point tomorrow. We will probably have all that stuff. I'm hoping I'll be wrapped up by this time slot, so this class will probably happen just normally. So in any event, have a wonderful night, you guys, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Pauline, thanks. Fran, Fran will be there. Fran wants to be on TV too. Lynn, I know, right? Woohoo. It's about time I'm famous. Yeah, heck yeah. Marianne, bummer, can't do that tomorrow. All right, Marianne, we'll see you the next day. Hey, Jerry, it should be fun, right? Let's see what else is going on. All right, should be fun. Should be. It'd be weird having a guy in my bedroom here. It's not it's the spare bedroom. If we were socially distanced, I'd want to. I know we'll have to wear masks, all that stuff. Sounds great. See you tomorrow, Barbara. All right, Jacqueline, that would be fun. Sandy, congratulations. Oh, yeah, thanks. Fun. I've seen several people on Twitter already putting up their trees. So it's okay, guys. Okay, if the millennials are doing it, you can do it. Just put your tree up. It's fine. I think we put this tree, right? Everybody feels like, oh, I'm supposed to wait for Thanksgiving to put the tree up. No, that's crazy, right? The tree should be up on Thanksgiving so that people could see it. And so if it's going to be up on Thanksgiving, you should have a week or two in advance to get it together. So now is the time. Get it up, right? Annie, thanks, Annie. Clay, I'll see you soon. I rock. I do, right? All right. Oh, yeah. Get your red binders. Yeah, you need a red binder for Christmas music. We worked on it real hard for 6 weeks, and then we put it away and we don't touch it again. Okay. So, yeah, you need it in your separate binder. We'll see you soon. All right. Thanks, guys. Wonderful. Thanks, Kat. Thanks, Laurel. I will see all of you some point tomorrow, and we'll talk to you then. Bye.